Great War Portraits, what is it? Well, as Peter said, it's a personal project about recording people that served in the First World War. And I thought, well, when the opportunity came, I need to take these photographs and record these people that did survive, you know, into old age. I took their photographs over 25 years, as and when I met them. I didn't start to plan to make a book, just that I went on excursions to the battlefields, went to their homes, met them on reunions, and just happened to take their photographs and listen to their stories. And then ultimately in 2009, when Harry Patch died, I thought, well, I need to put this together. Don't want to die and leave them in a box of negatives that no one knows who these people are. So rather than go to a publisher that would tell me how to produce it, what quality the book should be, you know, who should be in it, I decided to do it myself. And as Peter said, with my graphic design experience and photography, I put it together and I printed it and published myself. So I had total control. And that's the start of Great War Portraits. Now, in 1984, I was approached by local business people to sponsor a trip back to the Western Front for 20 veterans of the Great War. And I thought, well, that's a good idea. I'd like to sponsor it, but I'd like to go along and take my cameras along and record this event. And that's what happened. And we went back to the old Western Front. Some of these chaps up there were part of the tour, and some of them I met subsequently to 1984. Now here they are in Belgium, in front of a chateau that was used by the Allied generals in the early part of the war, just after Mons. And there's 20 veterans there, aging from 85 round to 94. And when you think about that, is the 70th anniversary of the Battle of Mons. We just celebrated the 100th anniversary. So it just shows you the passing of time. 30 years, they've all gone. So I go back to that handsome chap that was the professional photographer of the 1980s. Not a grey hair in sight in those days, and slightly casual. But yeah, that was taken on that chateau steps. Now in those days, of course, we all carried cameras. You couldn't have an iPhone, you couldn't take the opportunity as it arose as you can now to take a picture. You had to make a conscious decision to take a camera with you, to record whatever that might come up. So I had two Pentax cameras with lenses from 28mm, 50mm and 135mm lenses. I took HP5, any of you photographers here, HP5 and FP4 black and white film. Took about 10 or 15 rolls, because now you can take thousands of pictures with one little chip. Now you have to add 36 exposure on each roll of film, and you have to consider every frame that you took. So, you know, it was a discipline to actually capture these and make sure you got the right material at the end of the day. So no iPhones, take your cameras, lug it all about, and then when you got home you had to process it and then print up the prints. Quite laborious, quite slow moving sort of course of event. But luckily it was manageable instead of thousands of pictures that we take now. We end up discarding, of course. And what I took also on that trip was some little notebooks. And I was 36 at the time, and when I look back, I was slightly naive. I didn't take a recorder to record these things, but when I look at these notebooks now, I realise how much I'd forgotten, how much they'd told me. And I sort of read these notebooks as if they were like little war diaries, sort of diaries come back from the Great War. I didn't realise how bad I was spelling as well. It was awful. So, and also when I got back, I sent out questionnaires to the soldiers I met, and some of the replies I got were a fantastic letter on the back, you know, of all their experiences, quite moving in cases how they survived and the stresses they put to. Something they wouldn't tell someone, but they wrote it down at the time. So when I look at these are historic documents. And others just put, oh, Somme, Ypres, Passchendaele, and that was the end of it, you know, it didn't sort of elaborate on it. But they were modest people, like the Second World War chaps. And anyway, how did my interest start in the Great War? Well, it started